Hey friends, good to see you on this Hump Day Wednesday edition of Weather Impact Now. I'm Chief Meteorologist Trevor Burchett. Yes, I am at work today. Reagan Boone doing a great job holding down the 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. newscast. Just getting her a couple of extra reps in there because she is on her own this weekend. We are so excited to have her helping us out over the summer. She's going to be back for the newscast at 9 and 10. But I figured I'd do a little bit of work today and do the 6:30 p.m. weather newscast and break that down. So let's go ahead and get right over to it. As Reagan mentioned at the 6 p.m. show, we do have a couple of isolated showers that have managed to pop up. Really, they fell apart as soon as they fired up here. These are these typical summertime downpours that don't last very long, but if you squint in there, we do have a couple of very spotty showers. This has mainly been to the south and west of Memphis. So the city of Memphis has been dry today. One little shower just to the south of about Earl and Parkin. We had some near Wynn a little bit ago, but you can see as we put this into motion, actually some heavier downpours a bit ago near Marietta, coming into Tunica. Most of those have fallen apart. So in general, we are dry for right now. We are watching, though, off to our west. We have some more rain and thunderstorm activity that's developing. Some of these storms could swing in here overnight tonight, but I don't think it's a solid shot that everybody's going to see rain. There could be a couple of neighborhoods that get a couple of rumbles of thunder overnight, but I do think many of us will probably be more on the dry side. It's been a dry day in Memphis right now as we're looking from our Midtown camera. Yeah, a little bit gloomy and starting to get a little bit more humid, but certainly not a bad day out there. But as we look ahead and talk about your next weather impact, again, we've got another day tomorrow where we could see a couple of spotty showers or thunderstorms. That's not going to happen everywhere, but there could be one or two storms that turn just a little heavier tomorrow. More of those summertime isolated pop-ups. Most of tomorrow looks dry. For the end of the week, Friday into the weekend, we are turning dry, we are turning hot, and also more humid. That heat index is really going to ramp up here as we look ahead to the weekend. Checking out the numbers, 84 the high today. Hopefully you enjoyed 84. We might not see the 80s again for a while. Average high is 91, and we are going to go right to that here as we look ahead to the next couple of days. Outside right now, still not bad. 82 in Memphis, 81 Corinth, 83 down in Clarksdale, 82 in Truman. Dew point checking in at 69 right now. Of course, that's our measure of humidity. Anytime that number gets a little closer to 70, especially over 70, it starts to feel more humid, and that number is just going to keep ramping up over the next few days. So right now, we do have a couple of those isolated little showers popping up. Most areas are dry. Closer to 10 p.m. though, I think there could be a few more areas that see some isolated thunderstorms. It's not going to happen everywhere. In fact, most areas will be dry tonight, but we are going to keep in a slight chance of a couple of thunderstorms for some of us with lows in the 70s. There is a very low risk of a strong storm, especially to the south and west of Memphis in that green zone. That's the main area we're going to be watching tonight for a couple of isolated downpours. If you're north of that, north of I-40, you're probably not going to see many storms tonight. But again, in that zone, eastern Arkansas down into the Delta and North Mississippi, there could be an isolated shower or a quick thunderstorm tonight. Tomorrow is going to be much like today was. It's going to be hotter and a little more humid, mid-80s for the high, a mix of sun and clouds. There is a chance, certainly by the afternoon, of a couple more of those isolated little pop-ups, but Thursday overall is looking like a mostly dry day. So here's the hour-by-hour radar. It's picking up on those little cells that are firing up here closer to home. It's also picking up on the rain that we have back in eastern Arkansas. Notice as we get closer to 8 or 9 p.m., this particular model fires up a couple of thunderstorms in eastern Arkansas and closer to Memphis between about 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Even through about midnight, still some storm potential down in North Mississippi. And then by tomorrow morning, pretty much fizzles out. Now, that's one model. Other models don't show anything. So that's why we just have that chance of a storm. Odds are most of us tonight will be dry, but there could be a couple of neighborhoods that get a quick heavy downpour and some thunder and lightning overnight. So don't be surprised if you hear some thunder while you're sleeping. But again, odds of anything severe or crazy are very low. Tomorrow starts off dry, but just like today, we've got that isolated chance of one or two little showers. I think most of us are going to have a pretty dry day tomorrow. After that, we're pretty much all the way dry. We've got a 10% chance in there, but that's just because in the summertime, we're always afraid to put 0 because when it's this hot and humid, sometimes Mother Nature can manage to squeak out a little shower. But for Friday, the weekend, and next week, I think this is a mostly dry pattern that we are going into. It's also going to be a hotter pattern and a more humid pattern. Look at the muggy meter by the weekend and next week. Uncomfortable, almost miserable. That dew point, when it gets close to 75, it's almost suffocating how humid it is. That's what's happening next week. On top of the heat, end of June into the first couple of days of July, 4th of July weekend, it is going to be a real heat wave for Memphis and the Mid-South. And again, not a lot of rain expected. Maybe a couple of raindrops tonight or tomorrow. But after that, most of the rain is going to retreat off to our north. We have a stationary front that's going to be setting up off to our north through the Midwest into Missouri and the Plains. It's going to keep all the rain up there. So the odds of us seeing much rain after tonight are very, very slim. And that just means it's going to get hotter. Heat index by the weekend about 100. Next week, 105, maybe even 110. There are a couple of indications next week that we might actually hit 100 for the actual temperature by Tuesday or Wednesday. So it is going to be very hot next week. And of course, this is something we know that happens every summer. I'm not saying this is some rare heat wave. However, it is the first big heat wave of the summer. And it's always a good idea, let your body get used to that heat a little bit. We haven't dealt with this in a while. So a friendly reminder here, this weekend and next week, take care of yourself, take breaks, drink plenty of water. Remember your kids and pets in the back seat. Make sure your pets have plenty of water and a cool place to go. Also check in on your friends and neighbors, especially if they might not have good working AC or maybe if they have mobility issues. One phone call can save a life in this heat just to make sure everybody's doing okay. Now looking ahead to tonight and tomorrow, there is that slight chance of an isolated shower or a pop-up storm. Many areas are going to be dry. 71 the overnight low temperature tonight. Again, just a very, very low chance of an isolated shower or storm. Same thing tomorrow, hotter, sunnier, close to 90 with a very slight storm chance. Friday, partly cloudy but dry, 90. I think it's going to be a dry weekend as well, sunny and very hot. 91 Saturday, 93 Sunday. We're going to stay sunny and dry to start off next week. 95 Monday, 96 Tuesday, 97 on Wednesday. Again, some indications are that a few of us could be close to that 100-degree mark. Regardless, though, with the humidity, you're going to be feeling closer to 105, maybe 110 on the heat index for this weekend and next week. So take it easy, stay hydrated. And if I were you, I'd be trying to find the pool for this weekend. Going to be a good weekend for it. All right, some clouds hanging on now. And again, we're going to be watching the radar for a chance of some showers overnight. We'll check in with your regional forecast with Daniel McDonald after this.